Okay, I just finished watching the Giants beat the Bills, so I'm in a good mood. So I'm going to do a little video here about a comic you've probably never heard of, because my collection is filled with comics that not many people bought. But this one is named Exquisite Corpse. It's from 1990. Dark Horse published it. It's 3 issues. It is story by Jerry Proser and art and video images by Arnold and Jacob Pander, otherwise known as the Pander brothers. And it says here, Jerry Proser is a member of the Dark Horse staff, as well as having a Master of Social Work degree. The background for some of Exquisite Corpse comes out of Proser's experiences working with both victims of physical and sexual abuse and sex offenders. So, this has got some adult themes in it, not for kids. And let's see. Exquisite Corpse is also named for being a surrealist game that surrealists invented back in the 1920s, where you would one person would start writing a story and hand it off to the next person in line, who would only see the last paragraph of the first person's story. And they would go on with this until they wrote a longer story with some wacky surrealist thing, because no one ever saw more than one paragraph of the guys before it, so it turns into a wild story. Also, people have done that surrealists have done that with drawings and such things, and that little game is called Exquisite Corpse. So why they took the name here is these 3 issues all came out in the same week, and they don't have numbers on them. There's just, let's see if I can get this up here. There are colors. There's Exquisite Corpse Green, Exquisite Corpse Red, and Exquisite Corpse Yellow. And you can read them in any order. That's what makes them, I guess that's what made them name it Exquisite Corpse. And like I said, you just pick any one, and so that they don't tie together in a linear fashion. And what it's about is the main character in the story is a sex offender who's in jail, who's being experimented on by doctors. There he is being experimented on to try and get him new pathways in his brain. And the whole story is him. You can see him here, naked, floating. He's floating through his past, and we're learning about his past and what made him him. Here he is, tattooing hard luck on his hands, and what made him a sex offender, and what he was a victim of sexual abuse as a child, and by I think his father or one of his. There he is as a child, with current him floating, looking at him. So he was a victim of sexual abuse, and he went on to be a sexual abuser, and it's got these wacky and weird images in it. And his story, there's his scary, scary mother who caught him in the bathroom playing with himself. So she was choking him, and which led to him wanting to be choked and choke people. And I think he became a strangler in this too. But it's not about the literal plot. It's about kind of meandering through this guy's life and seeing what happened to him. Let's see, which one did we look through? Yellow. And sometimes I guess it uses and the Pander brothers. There's some more Pander. You may know them from. What did they do? I think they did the original run on Grendel with Christine Spar, and I think did they do Fashion in Action, or was that someone else? I can't remember. And I think I just recently saw something new by one of them. I think it was Jacob Pander. Actually had a new graphic novel out in the last couple of years. I didn't get it, but I remember seeing his name pop up again and going, oh, I should put that on my wish list. I may have, but I'm not sure. But anyway, it was an interesting little experiment in comics because, like I said, the 3 issues, read them in any order you want. I just reread them for the first time since sometime in the 90s. I mean, it came out in 1990, but I'm pretty sure I read it a few years after that, too. But this is the first time I've read it in years, decades, and I gotta say, it holds up well. Well, there's some more of those video images I guess they were using to, because there's a videotape theme going on here, too. So if you're looking for something weird, sort of experimental, but very adult, not, there's a, I guess that's him as a kid video image, but not, yeah, I said not for kids, very adult, handles very adult themes, and, can these guys be saved by some weird, and wandering through his life, and, oh yeah, bags too, but that's a whole other story. I must say I really enjoyed rereading Exquisite Corpse. 3 issues, 3 colors. And hold on, let me show you since the bag's fell off. If you want to see what bags from 1990 look like, this is why you shouldn't keep them around that long. I'm going to replace these ones with that. I've replaced most of my bags over the years with Mylar, and I haven't been able to buy Mylar recently, but I've been using the poly bags, and this is a poly bag from at least it's not the pre-poly bags that get gooey, but you can see it's gotten really great, and it doesn't, I mean, it still actually protects the comic in terms of physical damage, but what happens with these bags, if you could feel this, you could feel it, it feels very limp and plasticky. And that's because it can actually, I mean, it's not going to harm it's not going to give your comic dings or something like that, but it may accelerate the aging process of the paper. It may not. With these poly bags that are supposed to be archival, they're not supposed to accelerate the aging process, but I don't know how archival they really are compared to Mylar, which is inert totally. But I'm going to replace those with new poly bags because I don't have Mylar right now. And get rid of these ones. But yeah, I still have some 25-year-old bags lying around on obscure things like Exquisite Corpse. And though it's weird, I noticed there were dings on the front of my... I wonder how these get on comics. Let me see. I don't know if you can see them in here, but there's like... there's strange little dings on it, like someone hit it with a little tiny hammer. I don't know how those get on comics. They could have been there for 25 years. I don't know. But anyway, you want something fun and different. Well, maybe not fun because it's rather serious. You want something interesting and different to read? Track down Exquisite Corpse, Dark Horse Comics, 1990.